I cheated on my girlfriend and I told her after 1 year of being together. Hi, so we have been together 1 year and 2 months. The first 3 months we had a long distance relationship and it was hard and complicated, but it was nice, we had good moments together. I'm 24 and this is my first relationship and she will be 27, she was in a 7-year relationship before me. The first time she cheated on me after 1 month, and she felt so sorry for that, she was honest with me, I wanted to break up with her, but she insisted a lot, and I saw she was so sorry about what happened, and I knew we didn't know each other so well, so we continued to be together. After 1.5 months, I cheated on her, I felt like a shit for doing that, biggest regret of my life, and I was afraid to tell her, so I didn't, that another regret. I didn't want to hurt her and I was afraid to be cheated again if I had told her, so I lived with that until now. After 2 months of being together she kissed a guy, but she told me again, and she was so sorry. I knew what I did and I didn't tell her, so we continued being together, knowing more each other, healing, and with time we connected a lot, we really loved each other, a lot. So much, I really love her, and we always talked about what happened in the first 3 months, that it was hard, and we didn't know each other well, etc. The thing is that I didn't want to tell her the secret that I cheated on her, and I wanted to bury it, though with time and love I would forget what I did, but I couldn't. Over time I became more and more attached to her, and it haunted me more and more, because she was always telling me the truth, even if she knew that maybe she loses me, and I felt like a shit because she is so loyal to me. Telling the truth makes you loyal, so I wasn't loyal, I was a liar, and I really regret that. And after 1 year I couldn't lie more, because I really love her, and I really felt like a shit, so I told her what I did, so now I don't know how to repair the situation. She doesn't want to be with me more, and I understand her, because I broke up the trust she had on me, and I was a liar 1 year, making memories with her, loving her, but every time she asked me if I did something last year, I was lying her. I feel like a shit for doing that. I want to be better than that and evolve, but now she doesn't want me anymore, and we know if we continue it will be hard, because she doesn't have more trust on me. I told her I want to repair the situation, and to assure her every time that she needs, I want to protect her and love her. I regret that I made such a bad decision of not telling her like she did. If you read until here, thank you. I keep trying telling her to continue, but she doesn't want. I need some advice on this situation. Next story 2. Feeling worthless for something completely out of my hands and not my fault. I apologize in advance for how long this is. Backstory: I and my STBXH were together for 3 years. We met in the very beginning of COVID, moved in together rather quickly, and I ended up pregnant about 6 months after we began seeing each other. We're both of the mentality fuck it, let's do it, and so pregnancy was honestly pretty exciting after the initial shock. We got married soon after, and bought a house. Once the baby came we had an amazing 3 months off together, and then he decided to quit his job and I would travel nurse and be the main source of income. We traveled around a little bit and then settled in a new town for about a year. This is where things started to go wrong. I would work 5 to 6 12-hour days because the money was too good to pass up, and he would stay home with our baby. I was depressed because I was missing my baby's first year of life, and he was incredibly lonely. We fought a ton, didn't really have much of a relationship, and really learned how hard it is to build a family with someone you don't really know very well outside of pregnancy, parenthood, and major life decisions. We are both young as well, which makes it even harder in my opinion. Nonetheless, I love him more than anything and wanted our family to work. Now what brought me to this sub? I got pregnant with our second baby, and we were both very excited. About 6 months into pregnancy I learned he had been cheating on me for the duration of my pregnancy, maybe a little longer. All online, talking to many women and exchanging nude/messages, all of that. He said he didn't have an emotional attachment to them, he was just lonely and horny. We had a great sex life, so that didn't make too much sense to me. We immediately started going to counseling as he begged to stay. We spent about 3 months in counseling, and then I caught him cheating again. This time, with someone he knew and was a previous FWB. It was just one night, they were sexting and flirting the entire night, and he was not very good at hiding it since he was drunk. I was 36 weeks pregnant at this point and very sick. That night I could barely stand on my own. I had asked him to come to bed with me and he said he wanted to stay up talking to his friend. Finding this happening again was a complete shock. My baby shower was the week before and he was telling everyone how happy and in love he'd been lately and so excited for the baby and our future. I was completely blindsided and heartbroken. After that night he told me he just wasn't happy and didn't want to be together. I begged him to stay, and he refused. Being very pregnant, this was incredibly hard for me, and I pretty much spent the remaining weeks of my pregnancy having panic attacks and mental breakdowns. I'm glad he didn't stay now, but at the time I was incredibly broken. Fast forward to today, about 2 months after day 2, we still live together as we cannot afford to be separated and we are in a bad financial situation. Neither of us want to give up time with our children right now either, as the baby is only 5 weeks old. I feel completely worthless. I often think about suicide. I am consumed by the thought of the person he is forming a new relationship with, not the girl he cheated with, and I can't stop thinking why I wasn't good enough for him but she is. Logically, I know this man is not good for me, but I wanted my family to work out. He has alcohol issues, anger issues, and is not very nice to me much of the time. Nothing crazy, just not a great partner, and obviously has no respect for me after what he did not once but twice. But I can't let him go. Everything he does hurts me and affects me. Seeing him every day kills me inside, and I feel like he's playing mind games with me by telling me he misses intimacy and being with me and he still loves and cares about me, but is actively pursuing someone else less than 2 months since separating. I feel so horrible all of the time. I don't know how to let go or feel just a little normal. I hate my body. I hate how dependent my emotions are on him. I hate that I gave him everything, and even through my own struggles of depression and postpartum issues I still just wanted to love him and be with him. And he didn't care about me. I feel completely worthless. It's so painful. I don't know how to live with it. If you made it to this point, thank you. I really just needed to vent and feel heard. All of my friends live far away and I just feel so alone. Comment. Your problem is he is not working and you have been supporting him. You need a lawyer to figure out what is best for you and your child. I suspect you need to move home close to any family, separate but not divorce. This will force him to get a job again and you can drop hours for time with the child. While that happens, you live separately, and when someone does turn in the paperwork, your reduced income and his new income will balance better. Different countries have different rules, but I think you need to relocate first and get him to sign something agreeing to it. He may follow or get out of the way to stay with AP without a baby and wife in the picture. It really sucks, but you need to be careful deciding on your process. Please see your doctor regarding the feelings of suicide. Don't let the fact that your husband is young and unfaithful make you feel worthless. You have a great job, though I really think the hours of a nurse are horrible for family life. We have one in our family and she is so tired after a few days that all she is able to do is catch up on her sleep. You will need to take this time getting stable. You can check with local attorneys about divorce but may want to wait until you are able to live where you want to be permanently, although the courts should be fairly friendly and let you move because of your job. Just be sure that you don't get stuck living somewhere you don't want to be because of filing for divorce there. This is the time to practice good co-parenting, which will help your children and be more pleasant than fighting. Your husband failed the stay-at-home dad test because he was unable to appreciate all the freedom he had while you were slaving away. As long as you live together, you will be absolutely miserable. You need physical distance so you can build emotional distance. It's a toxic household for the kids until that is created. His new relationship is a fantasy because he's a bum who can't even afford to support his own children in his own living space.